Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and you can see from the thumbnail what we're going to be doing today. You've got Sleuth hiking in Colorado, you've got the number 5 at the bottom there. We're continuing the Colorado series finally. Now, every time we come back to the Colorado series, I'm always trying to think around what could Colorado mean? And most of the time, I think of the Colorado River obviously in is it southern US? No, that'd be Mississippi, but somewhere in the US. Now, the obvious other thing that I just thought of is Colorado as in the state, which I think is infamous, or no, infamous sounds bad, famous for the Rocky Mountains that are there, and you can certainly be hiking in there and enjoying it. Now, you can tell that this is a fake picture, cartoonish look one part, but I think the fact that Sleuth is hiking voluntarily, I tell you, and smiling, although you can see there's a little bit of fear in the eyes there, when clearly Sleuth has been taken hostage and being forced to hike. I don't think I would be enjoying it personally. I would miss my modern amenities, like things like plumbing and other basic necessities. Well, let's take a look at what Florian has in store for us today. So we have Colorado 5 by Florian Wortmann. Now, when I was reading the rules earlier, I think, is going to play very different, and you'll see why in a second. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so that's the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Fair enough. Digits in orthogonally adjacent cells cannot be in a 1 to 2 ratio. That's a new one for the Colorado series. Okay. Cells separated by an x sum to 10. Yep, that's kind of standard XV rules. And you can see a couple of them there, that I've just highlighted. So that means whatever this digit is, let's say that's a 6, that would be a 4 to make sure that it gets to 10. And whatever this digit is clearly being repeated here in this fulcrum. All right, we know what this is. And then cells separated by a V sum to 5. We've seen this, of course, before. If that's a 1, for example, that would be a 4. If that's a 2, that would be a 3. Now, what's very different about this puzzle this time is not all X's and V's are given. And you may remember in series in the past in Colorado 1, 2, 3, and 4 that negative constraints apply, and negative constraints were a big part of the path to solve. That's not the case here today. The only clue that we're given is digits in orthogonally adjacent cells cannot be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So I'm looking forward to it, but I admit I'm also intimidated because we're clearly going to have to come up with a new way of solving this. And I think the other part as well is, it is not a 1-star difficulty rated puzzle. This is 2 stars. So normally I would say when we get to one of those Colorado series, go and take a look at the previous one. It will really help you with solving this one. I don't know if this is true today, given no negative constraints and this very odd rule set that I don't think we've really come across before. Well, anyway, enough of me rambling. If you want to play along, link will be in the description down below as per usual. And with that said, let's see what Florian has in store for us today. Okay. So I am going to go down the coloring route because, a 5 pair, let's start with V's, can only be 1, 4 or 2, 3. So if this is a 1, 4 pair, and I don't know what it is, I'm going to call it blue. This one, which sees the 1, 4 pair, can only be 2, 3. Again, I don't know what it is, I'm going to call it green. Now I've placed green in here. That means these X's are kind of blue-red X's. Red being a high digit, this is also a blue-red X, I guess continuation of this fulcrum that we were talking about earlier. Therefore, this is green, this is red, this is this cell, that's the green. These have to be blue, and this is a blue-red cell. Fairly straightforward so far. We've got blue in here, that's got to be green, that's got to be green. Green already in box 7 means these have to be blue. That's red. 2 greens means this has to be blue-red. And that's basically as far as we can take it. Normally, with this negative constraint, you can start doing like amazing things, such as this wouldn't be a blue because you'd have two blue digits adjacent to one another without the V. Can't even do that today. So let's think about digits in orthogonally adjacent cells cannot be in a 1:2 ratio. Which, if you think about black Kropke dots, is essentially it's saying there are no black Kropke dots in this. And the black Kropke dot digits that we care about are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. 5, which is the only given digit that we have, actually doesn't matter. It has nothing that is in a 1:2 ratio in a normal Sudoku rule set. Because it will either be 2.5 or 10, neither of which is allowed anyway. So let's just try something. Because I can see we've got green and blue touching here, green and blue touching here. Now, let's try a scenario where this is 1 and 4. This would be forced to be 2 and 3. And you can see immediately that the 2 is problematic. Because if this is a 2, we've broken the puzzle, because 1 is in a 1:2 ratio, 4 is in a 1:2 ratio. This can never be 2. Now I'm assuming this is also true the other way around, where again, if this is a 2, we've broken the puzzle. So I think whenever blue and green touch, neither of them can be a 2 or the puzzle breaks. So this is going to be very interesting to pencil mark. Well, whatever this is this one. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, that's the 1, 2, 4, and that's the 1, 3, 4. And it's not great that this is the 1, 3, 4 because it means many of these could be blue, for example. So it's a step forward, but not a big enough step. That's not blue, that's red. I may try and do... I may do this. So something that I sometimes do is just highlight in gray what couldn't be blue or green. Because whatever this blue is, it's not the 1, 3, 4 one, it's this one. It's 1, 2, and 4. But notice this cell can see both blues and both greens. So that's not blue or green. I just don't know if I really want to go, like how much value is it really going to add before I spend oodles of time doing this. Shall I think about the X's first? Because remember, the other cells we care about are 6 and 8. And I think this is the only way we're really going to make some progress, is to think about these in addition to the low digits. So a 1, 3, 4 set would mean this is 9, 6, or 7 to get there. Now if this is 4, this would be 6, and this would be 2. That's not a problem. If that's 3, that's a 7. This would be 1 or 4. That's not a problem either. 1, 9, 1 would be 2, 3. Yeah, none of these are a problem. Maybe here. So this is 1, 2, or 4, joined with presumably the same digit as this one, which is 9, 6, and 8. So yeah, that, given we're using both 6 and 8, I feel like this is the way we should be thinking about this. So let's try this as blue for a second. If this is 1, 2, or 4, this is 6, 8, or 9. That's 1, that's 9, that's not going to cause any issues. If that's, is it? Yeah, because that will be 1, that will be 2, that will be 3. 6, yeah, not a problem. If that's 2, This would be 8. This would have to be 1, because you were left with 1, 4, and the 8 can't be next to the 4. Yeah, that's like too far removed. I don't even know how I would pencil mark this. And if that's 4, that would be 6. And that would break. Because essentially we'd have 4, 1 for blue, 3, 2 for green. If that's 4, that's 8. Sorry, if that's 4, that's 6, that's 3. So that can't be 4, that can't be 6. Okay, maybe these are the x's we should be thinking about. It's just we know less about them, unfortunately. Do we know less about them? I don't think that's true, actually. This is this digit. And therefore, this has to be different from these sets, because this set can see both of this. So this is, if this is 1, 2, 4, this is 1, 3, 4 with 6, 7, 9. Now let's try that again. 3, 6 is actually not a problem. Sorry, 4, 6 breaks again, because that would be a 3. So 4 and 6 are not in there. That's 4, that's 6. That's 1, 9, 1. That seems okay. If I can figure out what's blue and red in here, I think we can make real progress. So maybe that's what I should be doing. So again, this is the 1, 2, 4 set with whatever this is, which is 6, 8, or 9. So this is not the 6, 8, or 9. This is the other set, the 6, 7, or 9. And therefore, this is the 1, 3, 4. And this is the 1, 2, 4. Yeah, we already kind of knew all of that, so I don't know. I think I've necessarily moved this forward at all. And I can see we need 2 blues in this box. And these 2, eliminate them from here. These, eliminate them from there. These 2 are blue. And we know what these are. That's 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. So that's, okay, maybe I'll do a little bit of this because I admit I'm a little bit stuck. Notice we said 1, 2, 4s can never be touching. If they're touching, has to be 1, 3, 4. The only one that's left though is a 1, 2, 4 green. So it's not there because it would force a 2 between them, joined with a 1, 4, which would break the puzzle. And it's not here. It's not there again for the same reason. It's not. So it is here. That's the 1, 2, 4. Right, that's all the low digits done here. Feels like all the blue digits. We just really need to figure out what's blue and red in there. I have to think about it a bit more. And that's not part of it, but I'm really reaching here. This is not useful stuff. I know that there's a 1, 2, 4 here. This digit has to be here. That's 1, 3, 4. So if this is a 3, 2 pair, that's the 2. Oh, there you go. If blue is 3, 2, it's touching a 1, 4 here. So blue has to be 1, 4. Green is 3, 2. And that's not 3, that's not 2, not 2, not 3, not 2, not 3, not 3, not 2, not 3, not 3, and that means no 7s. Okay. No 2s. No 7s. No 8s. Yeah, that's solid enough. Right, let's think through these now. We've got to be able to resolve this. I'm surprised I haven't already. So this is 1, 4, 6, or 9. That's not a 6, therefore that's not a 4. Not a big revelation there. We've eliminated the 6 from all of these, and therefore we've eliminated the 4 from all of these. This couldn't be a 1 either, because it'll be next to the 2, so that's not a 9. 168 says this is 9, 4, or 2. No, it has to get to 10. That's not 2, so that's 4 or 9. That's not an 8. That's not an 8 either. So 1649, meaning this is either, okay, we're almost there. That's not a 4. There you go. So that's red, that's blue, that's red, and therefore this is 1, 9, 4, 1, 9, 4, 1, 9, 6, 4, 1. This is 4, 6 now, and we know the order for that because the 6 can't be next to the 3, so that's the 4 and 6. Wow. That is... it's a much harder puzzle, that part's for sure. That's not 4 now, therefore that's not 6. This is a 1, 9 pair. We know the order of that. That's the 1, that's the 9 because of just this 9. That's not 9, that's okay. And therefore we know what these are. 4 and 1. Let's lose this. Progress. 2 can't be next to the 4, that's the 2. I'm just going to see if I can finish all the low digits because they're the most restricted. 2 is up here. In fact, 2 and 3 are up here. And that's all of this done, all of that done. We need a 4 somewhere in here. It's not there. Could be here, could be here. Okay. But it's not here for sure. That was a mistake, sorry. Because I was just going to say, where does 2 go? It's not in these 2. 2 is in one of these. We still need to place a 4 in here. It's not in any of these. There you go, that's the 4. That's not 4, that's the 4. That was blue. All of these are gone. We've already placed all of them in this column. We need a 1. It's not here. It's not there. That's the 1. We have a 4 somewhere in here, joined with a 2, 3. We know the 2 can't be in the middle between these 4s, but not enough to really pencil mark. There's a 2, 3 in here as well. We need a 1 in there. The 1, I was going to say, it's not in there. It's not also in here because of this 2. So that's the 1. And that's the last one. That's all the 1s done. 2. Yeah, it could be anywhere. Loads of places where 2 could be. So maybe we've sort of run this dry. 8 you can see can't be there. This is 5 and 7 pair now. Pardon me. What else? 8s again. Yeah, so 6 and 8s are probably the next step. No 8s. No 6s. No 8s. Knew that anyway. No problem with the 8 being in either of these because 4s are quite far away and already placed. And 6s are in one of these two. Well, no. It's in this one. That's 5 and 7. We actually know the order of that. That's 5, that's 7. We said... So this is a 7-8 pair, which I am going to just replace. Meaning this is the 5, the 7. Is that 6 and 8? Yeah. Four. Did I do this correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4. How am I repeating? Yeah, that's not 6. That's the 6. That looks more like it. 8, 5. Well, we won't know the order of these until we figure out which one is the 8 and which one is the 4, and then it will force the rest, unfortunately. 7, 8. What else? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are not low digits. So where do 6 and 8 go? Yeah, too many places. Too many places. You can see this 7 is doing some work for us. So that's the 7. That's the 8. And this is a 2-8 pair. I mean, a 2-8 pair is not necessarily significant. It just means 4 is in neither of these, which you already know, because there is no 4 here. So not helpful at all. Where does 4 go in there? Loads of options. Okay. We need 7 and 9 in here. That's the 7, 7, 9. Seven and 9 in, sorry, yeah, it was 7 and 9, so we do know these. And 5 and 6. Place all the low digits. We still need to place the 6 and 8. And then the 5 and 9. It's not obvious where they go. It's running out of steam, this, so we still need to place a 2. It's anywhere in here. 8's not here, so interestingly, the 2 and 8 are there. Joint with a 5, 6. That's 5, 6. That's not 5 or 6, that's 2 or 8. It's just we don't have 3s or 4s to really help us disambiguate any of this, so interesting. 5 is basically anywhere in this row. 6 is anywhere in this row. 7 is a little bit restricted. You can see 7 is only in there. And 8 is slightly more restricted. But really, not enough. Ah, that's not 6. That's not a 7 either, actually, so maybe it was worthwhile pencil marking. Time for me to walk our dogs. I'll have to just hit pause, and please excuse the interruption. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So let's see where I left things off. So yeah, we were placing 1, 2, 3s, 4, 6s, and 8s, but not having a lot of luck necessarily with it. That's 7 or 8 because it can see a 5, 6. And the next one is 5 or 6 because it can see a 7, 8. So over here we've got 1 of 2 and 3, 1 of 5 and 6, and a 4. This is very messy. Let's see if I can, yeah, I will put it all down. Now, I did say this cannot be a 2 because it's between these two 4s, and therefore this cannot be a 2. Could this be a 3? 2, 5, 6. So this is one of 2, 3, 7, 8, and a 9. And again, the 9 is in one of two places. I'm not going to corner pencil mark these because 4 certainly exerts pressure. Can't be next to a 2, can't be next to an 8. But 9 just doesn't do anything. This cannot be a 3. 2, 3, 7, 8. That's not 7, that's not 3. Wow. That's not 2 because of the 1. 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 5, 6, or 8, not 7. Interesting. If that's a 4, that's a 5. So it would be 5, 4. If that's a 6, 4, 8, 6, 5, that would be an 8. So we sort of have like a very thinly disguised triplet in here. Notice the 3 4s. Well, the 3 is definitely in here. 4 is not in this box, it's in one of two places. It's either here or there. But there's definitely a 3 between these, meaning 6 is not in these, meaning 6 is in one of those. Right, I'm going to probably have to pencil mark all the options and see if I can start to eliminate some of them, because you can see there's huge amounts of pressure on some of these. Where does 4 go here? Not there, because that was 2 or 8, because you can see 5 and 6. 4 is in one of two places. Right, I'm going to focus on kind of this section here, because I think this 4, 6, 5, 8 combo does place a lot of pressure on everything, especially with this 5, 6, 8. I think it feels like we have almost like a double or a triplet in here that should force a few options away. So what are these? This is 3, 4, 5. Can't put a 6 in here, not because of Sudoku, but remember one of these is a 3, so if I put a 6 in either of these, I'm going to have it next to it. So no 6, no 7. This could be even 8. Presumably this can also be 8. Can it? 8. Probably not, actually. Because that would put... Let me show this, actually. I think that's a no, because that would be 8. That would put a 5 in here, forcing this to be a 4, forcing this to be a 3. Actually, that's not a problem. Please ignore that. I'll leave 8 on for a second longer. Yeah, I'm still going to focus on these 2 rows, but I think I can eliminate some options. The 3 is in here. So what about 5? If this is 5, that's 8, that's 6. 5, 8, 6 breaks this. 5 is not an option. No 5s in here. I think we've shown that 3 is fine, surprisingly. Have we shown that 3 is fine? Well, 3 is inconsequential, I think. Oh, we also haven't placed... Yeah, this can be a 9. Otherwise, could have immediately placed a 9 here. I mean, still highly likely that it is a 9 there, but this is 4 or 8. If it's 3, that's 3, 8, 5, 4, that's not 5. I am not seeing this so easily. Yeah. Right, let's do the next row. It just feels like there's still too many options. I think they don't play as well as my pencil marking indicates. So there's a potential 4 in here. We've already placed 1, 2, and 3. If there is a 5 and 6, it's not there. We need a 7 somewhere in here. It's not there, so 7 is in there. 5 and 6, presumably, both of these are fine. I stress presumably because, again, we've got this weird interaction going on here. And then we need an 8 and 9. Not 9. Yeah, 9. Also 9. And then 8. Yeah, 8 was already forced up here. What am I talking about? So neither of these is an 8. 2 and 8 already up here. So that's a 3. Although I did say the 3 is inconsequential. So I don't know if I necessarily move things forward. Maybe up here. That's 5, 6. That's 5, 6. Meaning that these are not 5, 6 anymore. That's 4. No, if that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. That's one of the 5, 6s. 5, 6, 7. Look at that. That's a triplet. That's not a 7. And that has to be 2, 8 as well. And that's a 5, 6. Gonna lose the corners for a second. Wow. 2, 8, neither is a problem. 2, 8, neither is a problem. But what I can do now is eliminate some options here. That's not 8. Presumably that's not 2 either. And that's 4, 7, 9. With a 3, 4. Yeah. Can I eliminate anything else? Well, I can understand the harder rating now. It is, let's just say it is definitely involved. It'd be really helpful to know where the 7 goes in some of these. Right, I'm gonna have to come back to this. If I place a 4 in here, that's a 6, that's an 8, that's a 5, that's a 9. All of that's fine. Five, 6, 2, 4, 3. Okay, so the 4 here removes an 8 and a 2, forcing this to be a 9. So I'm very tempted to play that out. And it feels like I'm almost on the cusp of bifurcation at this point. Not 9, not... So that's 7. That's 2, 8. Well, it's got to be the 2. That's got to be the 8. And I haven't broken anything. It just... Yeah, it applies a lot of constraints. It's just this 2, 8. This not being a 9, in essence, forces a lot of constraints. Now, maybe I can see if I just pay a bit more attention. So I don't see so this can be 5 and 8. There's no problems. 5, 6, 7. No real issues. That's a 2, 8 neighbor. 5 and 8 again. 2, 8, 9 neighbor is not an issue. 2, 8, 2, 8, 2, 8, 2, 8. no 4s. 5 and 6, no 3s. 5, 6. So we know that there is a 7 between these two. Three and 5, or it's either 2, 6 or 3, 5, just because of the way these interact. 2, 6. Make this. I admit I'm not seeing it. Like, I don't know if I really want to waste your time too much by not using bifurcation, basically. Well, that's not a 6. That was there for a while. That means there is a 6 somewhere in these two. And a 6 in here. I'm sure this is the point where somebody's shouting at the screen and saying, Sleuth, you're just not paying attention. It's right there. But in all honesty, I'm not seeing it. So I missed the 6 next to the 3, which is why I'm going to give it a one more round before I basically try bifurcation next. 5, 6, 5, 6, 2, 8. No 3s next to any of these. No 4s next to any of these. This row is clean. I'm actually really tempted to do this. Checked. You know, these were solid. We've looked at them for quite some time. That's fine, that's fine. 7s and 9s and 5s and 7s, you know, they're always fine. Can this be a 4? Makes that a 6. If this is a 4, why would that be problematic? There's only one space for 4. Sorry, there's only 2 spaces for 4. If that's a 4, that's a 2. If that's a 4, that's not a 2. So this is never a 2. And 2 is in one of 2 places now. If that's a 2, that's a 4. That's 2, that's an 8. Sorry, if that's 2, that's 4, that's not 8. If that's 2, that's 8, that's also not 8. So that's always a 9. Wow, this is very hard to spot. Don't know if it's meant to be on the path for solving this, but that is very hard to spot. Hasn't really done a lot for us though. Is there only one space for? No, 6 can still be in one of 2 spots. Problem is, whenever I discover a 5, 7, or 9, is it has so, like, it's so insignificant. It has no real implications for a lot of the other boxes. It's almost not helpful. Maybe time to color a little bit, because there's a lot of similar digits, and I'm starting to wonder if coloring sort of helps. You know, the 5 6s, for example, if that's the 5 6, one of two. No, it's not. Or at least if it is, it's not the 5 6s. You see, I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes of no bifurcation, and if I'm not getting there, I will go down that route. Now, the only reason I'm sort of giving it a few more minutes is every time I sort of look at it a bit deeper, I spot things that can be eliminated. So there's almost certainly a logical path to it. It's just not one that I'm necessarily seeing. So that's 4, that'd be 9, 7, 3. If that's 3, that would be 7, 9, 4. Not really learned anything from that. 5, 6, and 7, not learning anything from that either. 2, 4, 2, 8, 4, 5, 6. I mean, these still have too many digits. So if there's anything that can be eliminated, it's almost certainly in here. This grouping is just bonkers. So this play here, if that's 6, 8, that's 5. 6, 8, 5, 9, 4. Sorry, 6, 6, 8, 5. Now, 4, 5, I'll put 9, and 6 8s in here. Put a 5. I mean, 6 8s in there doesn't present a problem. We just have 5 and 9, 7. Goodness me, sleuth. That's the 4. That was never a 2. 3, 7, 9, 4. Not 4. That's a 5 6 pair looking up. 8, 2, 3, 8. We've got 5 6 and 7. That's not a 7. That's got to be the 7, the 8, the 8, the 2, the 8, 2, 5s and 6s. Well, that 9, that 4 gives us the 6, the 4, and the 5, and the 8, 6, 5. These are not 6 or 8 now. That's a 5, 9. 6, 5, no, 8, 5, 6, 7, and 2, and 5, and 6. Wow. That's incredible. So I think my conclusion earlier was correct. This definitely plays very differently from the others. And you really have to be on top of your pencil marking to spot things like what I've missed there for probably a good 5 minutes about the 1 to 2 ratio. But definitely solvable. Another fantastic puzzle from Florian Wortmann. I don't know, but like I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy them as much as the other XV puzzles, but that could be just because it's a little bit beyond my skill set, and hence the longer and more involved solve. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Would love to see how you got on. I think if it wasn't for this sort of ending at the end, and that's probably on me rather than anything else, it probably would have been a very enjoyable video. Looking forward to the next one. Bye bye for now.